Well, that's a CHP vehicle right there. Good morning, everybody. It is paperwork time. Get a zip up here. So I have several sheets of paper I need to fill out pertaining to bit inspection. Biannual inspection. Apparently now they jumped back up on board. It used to be a thing a while back, but then the scale house took delivery of doing those inspections. So now they went back to the old style. So if you are running a commercial vehicle running a California CA number, or DOT number, I guess I would fall into the same exact category, they will come to your house and inspect your commercial vehicle and any trailers you tow behind it. I have more than normal, I guess, for amount of trailers. So they only, if you have 20 trailers, they're going to check 3 of them. So it just happens that I have 3 of them that are pretty much brand new. So I'm going to have the guy check those ones to avoid any issues. And coincidentally, the new ones are the ones that I use all the time. I don't really use that one anymore. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I got a new Diamond C there, new Diamond C here, and then I have an enclosed trailer I'm going to bring down that's got like 500 miles on it. But I need to take the 080 off the trailer because weather did not permit us to go back to the job before the inspection, which is tomorrow morning. I've already done the inspection, but I'm just going to go back through it with you guys and make sure everything's on the up and up, because I do my own maintenance, so I know where everything's at. And it's just going back through and just logging it on a piece of paper for the old boy to see. So, you know, just checking brakes and all that stuff. We'll get into it, but let's go ahead. First things first is we got to get this thing unloaded. So let's get everything out of the way.
The storm is coming, but I'm prepared.
Now that she's clean, I'm sure it wouldn't have been a problem having the excavator on there and a little bit of mud, but make the guy's job a little bit easier. For the job title he has, working for the CHP DOT bit inspection enforcer, you know, he's got to go door to door. His job is difficult enough. I don't want to make it even more so, because you know, normally people don't like him that much, but this guy's cool. So if he's got to crawl underneath my trailer, I'd rather have him crawl underneath one that's clean. Start off with the easy stuff. I'm going to take the truck and trailer down to the shop, but before we go down there, we're just going to do the visual stuff that I can see right off the top, because like I said, I already did this, but it's just going to be, you know, make it worth my while to find out right now. So I'm going to go ahead, turn all the lights on and flashers, double check the truck. All the flashers are working, all my marker lights working. One of those likes to come unplugged, so that's good that's on. Flashing. Those are flashing. Headlights are on. Looking good. Turning your flashers on, technically that takes place of both your turn signal and your brake lights. So those will be covered if you're doing this by yourself. It's not foolproof. I'll definitely make sure of it. All of them are working. Normally, like one of these little lights will come unplugged, and that's a pain if that comes unplugged. Not on this trailer, I haven't had that problem, but like that trailer over there, that happened all the time. Freaking sucked. So we're good on lights. All the lights are working. We'll double check, make sure this one's on. Yep. Again, this is simple stuff that you should be checking for in your pre-trip daily, along with tire pressure and all that. It's only a lot easier working on a trailer that's brand new. So next on the list, we got mud flaps. Mud flaps, both on there. No reason for them to falling off. I'm gonna check the frame, subframe, and body for cracks. Those are all good. They are hydraulic disc brakes, so they automatically adjust, because last time I checked, there's no adjusting a disc brake. And they work great because I towed with it yesterday. I'll get down there when it's on the shop and I can visually confirm. But for right now, we know it's good. On the list a little bit more, we have kingpin or connecting device. That's all good. Your safety devices. Let's double check those. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Pull the chains up out of the way so they don't get caught down there in a, I don't even know what you'd call that. Trap door. Good. Some people will argue that you need to have these tethered, but I don't think that necessarily matters with a pickup. I know for a, if you have airlines there for a tractor trailer, like a semi, that would definitely be something you would have to address to make sure those are airborne. But for that, every truck in the world does that. Farther down the list, we don't have air hoses, so we're good. Tread depth. I just put new meats on the whole truck, and this trailer right here is a year old, so we should have good tread depth. Perfectly good. When you got 100 psi in each tire, literally kicking it, if it feels like a rock, it is 100. We're right freaking at it. So checked all these the other day though when it was down at the shop, just to make sure. Back down there since it's another day and rerun some stuff on the truck. All the lug nuts and stuff, those are all tight. Guess I could have checked that when I was there a second ago. Get back down there. Emergency breakaway to hold the vehicle. Let's see here. Yeah, that one is the pole tether. I checked that on those other trucks. This one's pretty easy to check. Let's see what these other ones are before I go. Wheel seals, good condition. Undercarriage, clean and secure. So good thing I pressure washed it. Lug nuts. Yeah. I guarantee you they're tight because I checked them. They're tight. I mean, visually, if you saw one loose, you're probably in a really bad spot, because you don't want to ever find any lug nut loose. Disc brakes on it. Let's double check this tread on this side. Give all these a good kick. Those look good. Good.
Also, don't forget to check your hub oil while you're looking at your tires.
So it's got hydraulic discs on it. It's got a hydraulic pump. So when you pull this, you hear that? I'll show you guys in here. Come on, we'll trace this go. It's got this hydraulic pump right here. Those brakes are not moving, I guarantee it. So if that thing's making noise, she golden. Of course, we'll definitely further check this to verify, but as of right now, we're good to go. Diamond C's reputation upholds itself. Cracks and everything, it should be perfectly fine. But like I said, I'll double check it when I'm on the slab down the shop. So the trailer is good to go. I have to check 2 other trailers, which will be about the same. Let's check the truck. You want to go through, you need a fire extinguisher and reflective devices. You need to check that right off the bat. Now the thing about the reflective devices, you can put those anywhere. That's not a big deal. But the fire extinguisher, it needs to be in a spot you can get right to it. I keep the reflectives right there, easy to get to. Toolbox. I put it on this side of the truck. Some people might be like, why don't you put it on the other side? Because if I pull over, generally I'd be pulling over to the right hand side of the road, like normal people. So if I put it over here, I get in the ditch to grab those out instead of messing with a toolbox and potentially getting hit. I just thought that was a better placement for it. Right here. Fire extinguisher, you need to put this thing in a spot you can get to it, and it has to be secured. So the best spot I found for mine is I secured it right there. So if something happened, I could, reach over the seat, grab this thing, hit the road. Make sure she's in the green. You're good to go. I'm gonna clean all this out just so it's easier on the inspector. I figure if you look like you're prepared, you know, he'll work with you on stuff if it happens to get weird. Exhaust speedometer, all that stuff works, I know, because I tested the truck yesterday. Mirrors all works, I tested them yesterday. Windshield wipers and cracks, I do have one chip, but I had it fixed, so that's good. All lights, turn signals, we already checked those. Mud flaps are still on it. Electrical wiring condition and protection. We're going to double check some of that stuff that I have for some chicken lights underneath the truck. That's the only thing I figured he might be questioning, even though I think it would be fine. I'm just going to put some loom over it just to be safe. Battery level, terminal, check to make sure all those are clean. Radiator, belt, it's got a new belt. Hoses and tubing conditions, protection. Fuel system tank, it's got a FASS. I know that one's good because I installed it. Exhaust system, manifold piping, muffler, leaking condition. I checked that the other day because I did an inspection and had to tighten up a couple bolts. Engine mount, 68,000 miles, it should be freaking fine. Clutch, it's a hydraulic clutch, you can't check for free play, but whatever. Air filter, throttle linkage, it's a throttle position sensor, so that's stupid. Some of this stuff is clearly outdated. Hydraulic brakes, adjustable, or hydraulic brake system adjustment. Doesn't quite make sense, but I mean, as long as your brake pads are in good condition, we're good to go. Hydraulic master cylinder level, check the fluids on the whole truck, hoses, tubing, condition, and protection. I don't have air system, I don't have that one. Let's see, cutout, don't have that one, don't have that one, don't have that one. Air pressure tank, nope. I do have an air pressure tank, but it's just for onboard air for running airbags, so I'm not really concerned. It's fine either way. Tread depth, brand new tires on it. Lug nuts are all good. Parking brake able to hold, yep, oh, definitely good. System stop label, yep. Emergency stopping system labeled and operative, yep. Steering system mounted, free lash, 68,000 mile truck, it's good. Steering, arms, drag links, yada yada, it's good. Switch the fifth wheel ball on that one. Suspension's good. Frame and cross member, no cracks. Drive shaft, universal, good. I had to put a new boot on the front drive shaft. Transmission differential, mounting linkage, all good. Wheel seals, all that stuff. They're just pretty much, if you see a leak, should be bad. So we'll go up under the hood and double check some of that paper up here. But we'll go ahead and check some of the stuff. There's a couple things that are, I'd say, kind of jerry rigged underneath the hood of this because I was running multiple additional computers for exhaust brake and engine brake kind of stuff. I don't want to delete it because I never know if I'm going to be going back to a pack brake if something got weird. It's just this, which doesn't even really look bad. It's secured. That's the main thing. It's not getting in the way of anything. It's secured. So the level on that, it's good. Batteries, I guess you could pop these off. I'm not going to because they're freaking brand new batteries. But battery terminals are free of corrosion. Good, good. No leaks back there. If you saw, typically on a diesel, if there was an exhaust leak and you couldn't actually hear it, you could see it because it would be chooching a little bit of black. I believe we're all good up here. Air filter, recently cleaned that, but when I go to the shop, I'm going to double clean it, make sure. Radiator, I don't see if there's any problem with that because how are we looking? Yeah, we could add a little bit to her just to be safe. She's a little low, but she never gets warm. So all in all, I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and head to the shop. I'll check. I mean, I know that trailer's good. I checked it last night for breakaway cable and stuff like that. It's fairly simple. There's no suspension components because it's torsion. Then I'm going to bring my enclosed trailer down here. I'm going to take it down to the shop and I'll pull the front half of the truck in because that's not all fit. It's a good time to check to see if your heated mirrors work and all that. This is literally everything that you're supposed to do during a pre-trip. Like, there's nothing new here. I just want to mention that because I know someone will probably say, oh, you got to check all this before you even drive the truck. Yep, you do. Pre-trip generally doesn't take you. Pre-trip generally isn't supposed to take you 30 seconds. With a baseball bat to your tires and check the oil, you're supposed to do a lot of stuff. And everything that I've shown you guys today, aside from the air brake stuff, Yeah, you're supposed to.
I will mention, if you're backing up a trailer that's bigger than your lawnmower trailer, it will dance outside of your mirror range, and looking out the window like I'm doing is not the end of the world. It doesn't mean you're a little sissy because you got to do that. You just got to look around to see what you need to see.
I'm gonna get the creeper out and do a once over under the bottom, double check stuff. I did realize I need to put my new sticker on there, 21, because I am officially expired right now. Paid for and all that. $1,300 is, or $1,400 is what it costs to register this truck every single year. Generally speaking, it would be based on the price that I paid for the truck. It's like a $600 a year price tag. I bought the truck 4 years ago. For registration, it's $600 every year. But since I have a 45,000 sticker on the door, that's the expensive thing right there. So that's what bumps it up. All this right here that I've shown you today with the trailers and stuff like that is because I'm CDL required. Combination rating between these two things right here is, what is it? 46,000 pounds right at it. Not quite 45, something like that. It's almost 46,000. My other one, I would be 49.5. But the combination requirement requires me to go through all this obvious stuff that you should do with your trailer. But then I have to do the drug test. I have to be enrolled in a couple different things for, what do you call it? I don't even remember it. Basically, like a poll program, random drug test inspection, stuff like that. Make sure you're not doing crack or any of that stupid stuff, so that you wouldn't be, you know, you wouldn't be unfit to drive if you're on that stuff. That's obvious. Any of that stuff. And as far as it goes for running CDL, if you have alcohol in your system, your limit for how much alcohol you're allowed to have is a lot smaller than a Class C driver. But the way I kind of figure it is, if you have a Class A, you're drinking anything and you get pulled over, even if you're not even driving a commercial vehicle, he finds out you're Class A, it just kind of falls under, you know, the cop could just be like, you know what, this is just unsafe, I don't like it. Even if you're not over the limit, it could put your CDL in jeopardy, so I don't even mess with that. I'm gonna crawl underneath there, and if I find anything to show you guys, I'll show you. But man, the BIT program, this is the first year that I've had to be involved with it. It went away the year I got my CDL, and it just now came back. So this is a lot of crap that I've never had to do before. And I just felt like I'd share it with you guys. I have flat out been going to town. I don't know how many times I added something to it, ran a new wire, and just another layer of zip ties. So I went through and cut all the zip ties off. When you have wire loom readily available, it is nice just to put it on everything when you're working on it. That way you don't have to go back through, but looks a lot nicer down here, I'll say that much. Got a couple other things I need to address down here. Let's throw a couple more zippers on. This is what the difference between a pro and an amateur. A pro, you have to use zip ties pretty much no matter what. If you found another way around it, let me know. Baling wire does not count. But a pro will cut those as flat as he can to that. An amateur, he'll put the pliers upside down and cut a freaking angle. That turns it into a deadly weapon. Everything else looks pretty good. Tidy up a couple things up on the bed there. Tidied up underneath the hood. Wire loomed a bunch of stuff. Checked fluids. The whole shebang. I mean, if they... I'm not at all worried about the trailers. They're good. Check the brakes. The front brakes are phenomenal. The back one, I had an issue with that 4 years ago. It's got new pads and caliper on it. But the other side is showing... I mean, it's a perfectly fine pad, but it's kind of funny that the back brakes are wearing out before the front brakes. Weird. There she is until tomorrow morning. Meet up with the inspector. He's, like I said, he's going to come to the house. Give you guys a little bit of a play-by-play of what goes down tomorrow. Hopefully all goes well. But I am fixing to go look at something to maybe make a bad decision. You want to go, Boone? Let's go. Well, that's a CHP vehicle right there. Dad's truck just passed. You gotta check my truck, trailer, and since they're all new trailers, he's just gonna check two of them. doing, Hoss? Did you get it straightened out?
He's gonna find the parts October or September. You guys go down.
Well, all said and done on the truck's end. I got the official stamp of approval. The truck passed inspection, so did the trailer, so did my other trailer. And yeah, there's some politics that go into having a CDL and all that stuff, so I am just chasing paperwork. Thought we had everything in a row, but there was some stuff on somebody else's end that we're waiting on. But so far, the truck and trailer passed, but the 18 hours worth of paperwork, there's a couple things that we're missing. So, well, luckily the DOT guy is pretty cool, so he's going to work with us, and we got to make a couple of calls, see if we get this taken care of. But so far, truck trailer passed, so we're good. Emma.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that clip of Dad getting chased around on a motorcycle by the dogs. It's been a long time since I've seen him doing that, but that's what we were doing while we're waiting for the DOT official to finish up our paperwork so we get signed off and go on with our way. That's what I mean. We got signed off. The 08 passed, baby. Yeah. Actually, the trucks passed with no problem. The truck trailers, no problem though at all with those. But there's a couple things that change when you have a CDL. Now, Dad, he's stickered at 26K, not above, so he does not need a CDL. And all he has to do for him is get a vehicle inspection, and he's done, out the door. But my setup, I am required to run a Class A CDL. That's right, a truck pickup with a gooseneck. If you're rated over 26,000 pounds combination weight, you need it. My truck by itself, I'm not saying it's a big truck, it's just what I use, and this is the facts. It is rated at 19.5, so pretty much any trailer I put behind that thing, I technically need a CDL to drive it. Even my little enclosed trailer, it's a 7K trailer, so 19.5 plus 7, yeah, it was over 26. Anyway, so what came into my situation is truck, trailer, that need to be inspected, and also I need to be inspected physically, mentally. Drug tests, I have a bunch more paperwork. All this boils down to is they want to make sure you as a commercial driver, me or whoever it is roadworthy as a person, physically, mentally. I have to get a physical and a drug test every other year anyway. The BIT program used to be every other year for your vehicle to be inspected. They went away with that I think about 4 or 5 years ago. I haven't had to do one since I've had a CDL, which I got one 5 years ago. Anyway, so this just came back. This is all new to me. I had never had to do this before. But the BIT program comes and checks to make sure that your vehicle is roadworthy. You as a driver should know plain as day, if your steering sucks and it's all over the road, your vehicle's not really worthy. But I'm sure there's a bunch of people that just go out there day in and day out and they're just driving a rust bucket thing that they're not greasing, they're not doing nothing to. Brakes suck, pull to one side, or don't work. These guys come out, and this guy was super helpful, very willing to work with us and make sure we knew the facts and we were going to pass. He would check in with us periodically to make sure we had everything, so when he came out to do the final inspection, we were good to go. And even still, it was close. But my truck, the 08 passed, baby. You know what I'm saying? People doubted that truck. I kind of doubted it too. But we got 2 more years of that thing, and I'm going to run it. And then probably just put it in a vault. But anyway, truck trailer passed, but then when it came to me, with the Class A CDL, I had to get a drug test, which is, I have to do that anyway every other year, so that should be on file. Pass a drug test, enroll in a random drug test screening program. Man, there's like 8 things that you got to get involved with. Thinking about this paperwork makes my head kind of implode, but thankfully Taylor is more than willing to help me out, and she made a bunch of phone calls and got all this stuff set up, and even still, some of this stuff on their end wasn't set up. I got a phone call yesterday, the day before this thing was supposed to go down, that my drug test screening company, they hadn't got their money, that I have to pay $170 every year to be involved with this thing. Basically, this is costing me another $500 every year just to be up to compliance with, I don't even know what you call it, just DOT stuff. So I had to give them my debit card, that process went through, and then today it still actually hung up. We had to make a bunch of phone calls while we were getting the inspection done. got that taken care of, and then a piece of paper from DMV. This is what the headline reads I got from DMV. Employer poll notice account approval letter. So my poll notice, it's been approved. I thought that's all I needed. Apparently you gotta take this piece of paper, you gotta send it to DMV with another piece of paper, they'll send it back and you're good. What's this? It says I approved. But anyway, we passed by the skin of our teeth when it came to that. I say we as in me. But thankfully that officer was cool, and it's funny, I didn't film anything really of him, but after he was about to leave, I told him I do YouTube stuff, and he actually had seen my videos. I could have filmed it, didn't even know it. So I'm sorry for you guys, but you saw one clip of him in my truck. I'll probably use it for a thumbnail. Well, we'll end this video right here. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure your vehicle is up to code and safe to drive. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. I got a story, maybe I'll share it with you guys another time, but slick wet roads are sketchy.